All right, so this is the virtual reality for maritime emergencies man overboard procedure, and this is actually co-funded by the Erasmus Plus program of the European Union. We're going to learn what to do at sea as a crew member of a ship if there's a man overboard. So this is kind of an interesting experience. I've been into these training experiences and things of that nature in VR lately. Before we get started, I do want to thank the MetaQuest Ambassador Program for access to the hardware used in this video. This is one that's available on App Lab, so if you ever find yourself on a cruise ship or some other type of boat at sea, this will teach you how to help when there's a man overboard.
Welcome to Virtual Reality for Maritime Emergencies. This is a training program and a simulator for emergencies on board a fishing vessel. You will be able to choose between different avatars, each one responsible for different actions during the emergency. During the emergency, you will have to complete a series of activities based on the safety protocols. For each activity completed, a new one is unlocked. In each activity you will get a welcome message, from which you will be able to start the procedure. Each activity consists of a variety of steps that you need to complete, based on the acoustic and visual instructions. On completion you will be able to repeat the procedure, or proceed to the new one. Enjoy your training experience.
Wow. That is a lot of words on a screen. Permanent visual contact, throw a life buoy, take necessary precautions to avoid injuring a mob, identify a man overboard, mob, identify their position, get an audible signal, start the recovery maneuver and advise the crew, communicate. There are a lot of steps here, prepare rescue, and so forth. This is very detailed. It's almost like a user manual. So let's be the sailors first. So watch the intro video.
A crew member during ordinary work on board falls into the sea. Another crew member sees him and continuously screams, "Man overboard," until the captain becomes aware of the situation. At the same time, he gets as close he can to the castaway and throws a life buoy, which unfortunately the castaway cannot reach.
Uh-oh.
The captain immediately gives the alarm of man overboard to inform the entire crew through the signal that consists of 3 long blows. At the same time, he proceeds with the following actions. He will mark the position of the man overboard and the position of the ship in respect to the man overboard. He will activate the VESS radio beacon tracking system by following the signal trace. He will inform the engine room of the situation and let them know that maneuvering will be required. He will alert potential nearby ships and the rescue center by means of a digital selective call, and will subsequently send a message "pan pan pan" on channel 16. He will carry a VHF to maintain constant communication with the deck. Approach maneuvers to the castaway can be the following. First, the Williamson turn. When to use it. Maintain the original track line. It is effective with reduced visibility. It is simple. It takes the ship farther away from the scene of the incident. Rudder hard over to the side of the casualty. After deviation from the original course by 60 degrees, rudder hard over to the opposite side. When heading 20 degrees short to the opposite course, rudder to midship position, and ship Toby turn to opposite course. Another maneuver is the Budakov. When to use it. Budakov applies only during night hours. During these hours, visibility is minimal, and Budakov helps the ship turn around, leaving the boat in the same wake she was in when the accident happened. Reduce engine speed to make the maneuver as accurately as possible. Sign out the opposite heading to the original heading. Tack initially at 70 degrees. Put the engine speed to a minimum of maneuver, and the search for the Castaway begins, which should appear very close to the bow. Note: the ship is expected to return to where the Castaway fell. The Castaway will be rescued overboard by windward. At the same time, the deck officer under the captain's orders will go to the area where the Castaway fall, and he will direct the rescue maneuver, maintaining constant communication with the bridge. When the maneuver completes, the deck officer sees the Castaway, shouts "Man overboard," indicating the side of the ship, with his arm outstretched. Let's now see how you would react in a man overboard emergency on board your vessel by completing the virtual training.
That is a hell of an intro video. So let's go return. Actions of the crew and a man overboard emergency.
Welcome to the virtual training. Actions of the crew in a man overboard emergency. The aim of this virtual training is to learn what actions should the crew do in a man overboard emergency.
All right, let's learn.
What should you do if you see a man overboard? What should the captain do in case of a man overboard emergency? What should the captain do in case of a man overboard emergency?
Huh. 2 out of 3, correct. Let's...
Congratulations. You managed to complete the activity. If you want to proceed, please select the Continue button to return to the main menu.
So we've completed these 2 activities. Activity 3, how to throw a life buoy.
Welcome to the virtual training. Grab a life buoy.
So I walk over, grab it. How do I grab it? Do I just grab it? Yes.
Throw the life buoy as near as possible to the Castaway.
Okay, I can't see the Castaway, but let's throw it anyway. And that's it.
Congratulations. You managed to complete the activity.
Okay.
If you want to proceed, please select the Continue button.
And then there's an outro video.
Let's now see how the man overboard emergency incident actually ended. A crew member throws a life buoy fastened to the ship, and fortunately the Castaway reaches it. The ship is now close to the Castaway, and the embarkation ladders are deployed. Finally, the Castaway climbs up the ladder, and another sailor helps him board the ship.
Cool. Let's change our avatar. I think the only other thing we can do is be the captain, so let's try that. Okay, so there's another intro video.
A crew member during ordinary work on board falls into the sea. Another crew member sees him
I feel like
and
we've already watched
continuously
this video.
screams, "Man overboard," until the captain becomes...
Yeah, let's skip that video.
Welcome to the virtual training. What should you do if you see a man overboard?
Let's call the captain.
What should the captain do in case of a man overboard emergency? What should the captain do
selective call.
in case of a man overboard emergency?
Maneuver the vessel.
Congratulations. You managed to complete the activity. If you want to proceed, please...
How to notify...
Welcome to the virtual training. How to notify the crew and push the alarm signal to notify the crew of the emergency. Press simultaneously for 5 seconds the distress and send buttons of the digital selective call radio equipment to send an undesignated distress signal to the rescue
1,
center.
2, 3, 4, 5. Pick it up.
Find and pick up the Say Pan Pan 3 times at the channel 16 to
Pan,
declare
pan,
the
pan, pan,
congratulations.
pan,
You managed to complete the activity. If you want to proceed, please select the continue button to return to the main menu.
So, there we go. So what do you do in the event of a man overboard emergency?
Let's now see how the man overboard emergency incident actually ended.
The same way it
A
did the
crew
last
member
time.
throws a life buoy fastened to the ship, and fortunately the castaway reaches it. The ship is now close to the castaway, and the embarkation ladders are deployed.
Okay.
Finally, the
So,
castaway climbs up the ladder, and another sailor helps him board the ship.
I don't feel like I learned a whole lot about what to do in a man overboard situation. Outside of the captain actually has to steer the ship, basically turn it the whole way around and come back to where the castaway fell. I didn't know that at all. The rest of these things are things that you might have picked up in movies. So it is an interesting educational experience. I still got a trivia question wrong each and every time that I tried it. So I don't know that I actually learned a whole lot from this experience. I wish it was a bit more interactive. But this has been VR Man Overboard, VR for Maritime Emergencies training on the Quest 2. This is available on App Lab if you want to try it yourself. Until next time, get out there and enjoy some VR for yourself. And thanks for watching. Bye-bye now.